Sparty's back. Morrigan, how do you deal with her? How do you beat Morrigan? Right, we all know the basics, so I'm going to fuck off the preamble. I'm going to none of that. I'm going to go straight in. This video is going to be long enough as it is. So Morrigan's hard to beat. Let's think about this character and think about her matchups. So before we start, if you appreciate this kind of content, if you would like to see more, let me know in the comments which characters are giving you the most trouble that you'd like to see a video on in the future, and I might get around to doing them at some point. Also, second thing, I'm not perfect, so if you have any good tips, if you have any tech that you use to fight Morrigan, might be character specific, please put something down in the comments. Let us know what it is that you do, what you find success with, because again, it's about growing as a community, and if we're all still playing Marvel at this point, just learning and helping newer players understand the game as well as they possibly can. So first things first, I'm just going to some Morrigan basics here. So main thing about her that makes her sort of annoying to fight is the fact that she's a pixie body with 950k health, which is above average. She's really small. Like if you're trying to hit her, she's just tiny. She crouches underneath Plasma Beam from Doom, meaning that she has no issue whatsoever defending against one of the best assists. So she can just simply sit there and crouch L underneath it. In fact, her L, medium, and heavy all go underneath Plasma Beam, so she can just mash that. But if she's in the corner, for example, like Magneto can't try dash light her, so if you're trying to dash up and get a quick mix-up on her, like you can't do it, you have to be further away, like this distance. Same for Dormammu, he can't do it either, he's really having a hard time. In fact, for Dormammu, you have to be quite a distance away for that to work, like that. Even if she's just standing there, I think, yeah, you can like whiff like behind her. She's quite annoying to deal with. Similarly, that tiny hitbox is really good. If I just walk back here with Morrigan, like it's really good at avoiding like stuff, her hurtbox, in a lot of different ways. And Dormammu actually has quite a few matchup specific things that, like, just look at that. There's that, and the fact after a chaotic flame, if you do a pillar straight after, normally you're able to catch characters. She's one of the few that can, in fact, if she might even be the only one who can tech forward out of the air and then simply do an air dash and punish you as Dormammu. She just punishes you all the way full screen. It's really makes the matchup one of those where even after an advantage situation, you've done like 400,000 damage to her, Dormammu. You're still struggling just because she's got that tiny hurt box. That's a big deal anyway. Second thing, her fireballs are both damaging on hit and on chip. So it does 85k on hit, and it does 25.5k on block. So if you block 3 of them, you're nearly as bad as if you'd just been hit by one. So you can't actually just sit and block everything, although I will return to that point later about blocking. You've got to somehow evade and not get hit, and don't block too many. There is a certain amount you want to block. Next, her normals are extremely good. So she's jam-packed with 4-frame lights. So she's got a 4-frame crouch light, which again goes underneath Plasma Beam. She's got a 4-frame standing light, which is a low-hitting normal, which is really good for her, because she comes in, she'll dash in with missiles hitting you. She'll do an L into flight into jump S, which is really good. She has a fantastic jump light, which again is 4 frames. Just everything's 4 frames on her. And just look at the range on this. Like it's just such good range. And the main thing which is important about that jump L, it's 4 frames startup, but 13 frames active. So it's just really good at hitting characters out of whatever they're doing. It's also good in terms of being an air-to-air hitbox. Like it's really good on a character who's airborne like that. It's really good to hit characters with that. Because it's so quick, it'll just beat a lot of air-to-airs just based on speed alone, but also good hitbox and good active frames. The active frames are really important. Speaking of active frames, Shell Kick is 5 frame startup, so 1 frame more than a jump light, but 23 frames active. It's got an extra 10 frames against that jump light, which means, you know, she can come in from so high up and just hit that. And that's the whole point. You're trying to get in on her, and she's just like doing stuff like that, and just does that jump S from heights that make it like you're trying to anti-air and you just can't, because she's so active and it's already bound to hit you on the way, unless you have a good anti-air, and we'll get to that a bit later. Jump heavy, fantastic air to air again, active for 8 frames. Its startup's 10, but it's so good. It's such a good anti-ground and anti-air. Good Morrigans with good placement of her movement will be crossing you up with jump H. and making it counter to hers. It's really good. You will struggle against that. So she got a lot of good moves, a lot of good normals. A flight is extremely quick. It's the 3rd fastest flight startup in the game. At 11 frames, 10 for Nova and 5 for Modok, but Modok's flight is a bit of an exception because his is in replacement of having a normal jump. Also, he can't block at all during his 5 startup frames of flight, so he has 2 extra vulnerable frames to being hit low on trying to jump out of stuff. So she's very fast startup on flight, 3rd fastest in the game, and then naturally you can unfly out of that in 1 frame, which is standard, but on her it's particularly noticeable because her whole game is based around that mechanic of being able to flight cancel all of her specials, which just means that she's really hard to punish because she comes out of that flight and instantly is able to block, and that changes how you can punish her. We'll be looking at punishes slightly later. Another thing, of course, she has 4-frame lights. She has 4-frame stun light, crouch light, jump light, but she also has a DP that's 3 frames. So her DP, all versions, is 3 frames, and she can combo out of it. So she can combo out of all of these if you've got the right combo in mind. But that makes her round start particularly terrifying because she's got fast walk speed, she runs away, and then you're trying to catch up to her, and she will just DP and get you into a full combo, build, I don't know, 3/4 of a bar or another bar, and then she's got 2 Astrals lined up straight away for you, and your character's already bleeding. It's already taken like 300,000-400,000 damage, or maybe more, depending on how optimal the combo is. It makes life really difficult for you fighting that if you're already in that position. So round start, that's a really good tool, but she also has a 1-frame command grab. So on top of her 4-frame lights, on top of a DP, on top of everything else, she's got the high-low game, and her high-low game is really good. It's ridiculously good. She also has heavy vector drain there, which is 1 frame. 1 frame. It's just crazy that she even has that at all. Like, why make Morrigan a grappler and the best zoner in the game at the same time? Like, why give her that? And the whiff animation, look at that whiff animation. It's so short, and she can cancel it into an invulnerable super if you want. Like, she can do so much out of that. She's just really good. And then finally, the thing which makes her so good, of course, is not really going to mention her level 3 or another level 1s. The thing which actually makes her good is the fact that she can back up, throw a fireball, and then go into Astral and start producing those fireballs from the backside here. Like it's just so hard. It's the overwhelming thing, basically. And she spawns those the exact distance away, so that clone, of course, moves relative to where you are. You become like the mirror, and the distance away from your character in front is the same distance away behind. So if you're trying to run away, you run into fireballs in the back, and then they get more frame advantage on the fireballs coming from the front. And as you try and close in, the fireballs from the front hit you, and the ones in the back are coming in with more frame advantage again for her. So you're just helping her when you're moving around in a certain way. But we'll get to that as well. So there's the basics anyway for that. So part 2 of this video, how do we deal with it? Well, the most basic way really is to get underneath her fireballs and deal with her that way. So she's going to be throwing fireballs, and you want to get underneath her and then smack her somehow. So how do you do that? Well, let's say she's doing a standard sort of like she might be doing it in Astral, but she has something like that, and you're just trying to get under her, and you have to anti-air her with a button in particular. So she's not going to be up that high, but you need to anti-air her. Magneto's jump S, Wolverine's crouch medium, Dormammu's crouch medium, and stand medium, and S. A lot of buttons. A lot of characters will have a lot of buttons. Morrigan herself has a nice little high hitbox on that S there. I mean, there's lots that you can do, but you need to play about with your characters and figure that out. So anti-airs are an option. However, you have to be really careful about placing them, and this is why the risk reward is so nicely in Morrigan's favor. You've got to be careful about placing those and how you're actually going about hitting her out of that move. The other option is to try and grab her. That's dangerous unless you're really there ahead of time. Like, unless you're really there, like, hitting her before she's even hit that shell kick or whatever else she's trying to do out of there. And she has more options, of course. She doesn't have to come down like that. She can always come down like that. It's just, she can do a lot, basically. So you're just trying to hedge your bets. You're just trying to stay safe and get underneath them. If you can get underneath her fireballs and get underneath her, suddenly she's not that much of a threat. And also, if you do manage that, chances are she might have missiles underneath her. So if you are trying to get underneath her like that, hit Dormammu, hit Doom like under there, make him hurt. That's the whole point. You're trying to get under those fireballs. I keep getting hit by them on the way under, but try and get under there regardless of what he's done. try your best to get underneath. That's the first thing. Naturally getting underneath is your real only way in, because once she's like throwing fireballs, you can't really get in by going above her because she's got too much time to prevent you from doing anything productive. So next thing is punishing Astral. So you can punish Astral with a lot of moves. It's 19 frames you have after the flash. So she's got 6 frames of start up after the flash before Astral actually starts, and then she has 13 frames of recovery, meaning that total she has 19 frames of punishing time. You can punish her in that sort of window there. So if she Astrals, sorry, let me reset that. If she Astrals, she jumps back and she does a fireball into Astral or something like that. Hold block there, hold block for a little while because I'm about to do a super, and it'll end the block before I actually do it. So let's set that recording again. So if I enter into super there, she gets punished. Ryu, interestingly, has a 19 frame full screen super. However, point blank it punishes, but full screen it does not, because his super, which I didn't know this when I was practicing this, his super, full screen super, Ryu's does not travel full screen in 19 frames. It has some travel time. That sucks, man. Ryu, man, you are so bad. So he can't punish her in this exact same way, but a lot of characters will have something to do there. But it's not only that. If she throws a fireball and you're in a position with a character who has a good beam, a durable beam, you can punish with that beam. I know I didn't punish there, but try again. So you can punish if they try and do a fireball. Maybe the medium one will punish here. No, you got to actually be able to do it. So if you got yourself a beam here, it didn't punish. God damn, I hate you, Morrigan. I really hate you. But if you do start putting durability on the screen like that, if you hit her, you are wasting Astral time, and that is the most valuable thing you could possibly do versus Morrigan. Punishing her Astral is the most important thing, basically. You can't let her get away with free Astrals. She needs to be put in block stun, and if she tries to go for another, if she tries to go for her first one, you need to be hitting her with something. Like, you need to be hitting her with something, whatever it is, as long as you got some durability out there. Like, just like make her pay for it. So if she's trying, basically just like hit her with some stuff, even if it's going to hit you in the back like that. Try and stop her, because you're wasting 10%, 15%, 20% of her Astral sometimes. And once you've done that, if you punished her a couple of times, she can't then wake up. Say it is Magneto, for example. She can't then wake up and do another one. She's got another disruptor waiting for her. She'll have to take to the air to throw that fireball, at which point you're free to then try and manipulate the game a little bit and go in underneath fireballs that she can throw from up there, or try and tag her up there with Magneto like that, and then move around and just try and stay varied and try and stay not in the path of all those fireballs, which is, I mean, that's easier said than done, crikey. But any sort of beam, Sonic Blaster is 15, Modok Sonic Blaster is 15 durability, Heavy Disruptor is 12 durability, her Soul Fists are only 5, so one Soul Fist if you have to get through it, or you can get through it, just hit her with that, and then hit her with another thing. Keep her sat there for as long as you can, because the longer she sits there, the less meter she builds, the less opportunity to do chip damage she has. It's all about those little tiny wins, and that's actually a really crucial point. It's a main overarching point. If you're going to fight Morrigan, it's not about getting in and getting that hit all the time and getting big damage for it and making sure she dies. Yes, you want to make sure she dies every time. It's specifically about... I've had network simulation on down to 3 every time. Thank you, TNS. It's specifically about... I thought my combo's feeling a bit sluggish there. So it's specifically about them tiny wins. It's about making sure that you have not given up any sort of meter advantage to her by letting yourself get hit. And it's making sure that she doesn't get opportunities to have as long as she wants in Astral. So in Astral, she has just shy of 10 frames. I think it's 590, not 10 frames, 10 seconds, 590 frames in Astral she has. So don't let her have 590 frames. Just kill her, kill 90 frames for her, kill 100 frames, get rid of a sixth of that Astral time. That is so valuable for you. Just not getting hit in neutral, just waiting out that super is so important. So Astral, you need to punish it, and depending on the timing and the positioning, basically you're just looking to trade with a couple of Soul Fists so that you can stop her from putting them on the screen, because if you stop her, then it's just wasting time, which is just the biggest thing you can possibly do. The next thing is understanding and punishing flight. So obviously her flight, like I said, is 11 frames and it's very quick. You've got the 1 frame unfly. However, when you're getting your soul spam like that and you're trying to do something about it, your character's bleeding and you just need to do something. So what do? Well, you try and do a super maybe like that, and they're just going to unfly. Obviously, my recording isn't going to unfly here, but they try and unfly. You cannot punish her. As soon as she's hit that, you can't punish her. You only get to punish her if you're going to do a DHC Outtro. You're going to try and punish her with your point character's main super, first super. You can't punish her once she's got that fireball out there. So you're looking for this moment here where she unflies, lands on the ground, because then she's either going to jump in the air, throw a fireball, or on the ground throw a fireball like that. It's one of those two, or if they're really clever, they're going to wait a little minute for you to do what you're going to do if you're obviously about to try and DHC out. But you need to wait for that there. If I try, like, just record this here, so if I do a fireball, fly, unfly, and then just block. I need to punish her on the way up. It's that first fireball. You can't do it on the second one. It's too late. Obviously, this I've got, like, you're trying to hit that because she can't block, she can't fly and unfly. Not good enough time. So there's a really small window you have, basically, to be able to punish her. It's either the startup of the fireball or the startup of fly. There's no way to do it other than that. Also, a nice thing about her being in fly is she's vulnerable just like every other character. So in that time, if she is in fly, while she can't do a super like that, if she was to do something like this and then try and block, she is vulnerable to things like a disruptor, a Tiger disruptor or something like that. Obviously she blocks them, but if she was just going through a standard routine, then she's going to get hit because she's not got a super, the flash of it, to allow her to unfly and plot and block. So anything that you've got in terms of a fast special is the only thing really that she's vulnerable to, because she can't react to any sort of flash or start up of a disruptor, for example, because it's so quick. Also, she's just trying to put fireballs on the screen and get her assists out, that type of thing. So, good projectiles, good assists, things like Rising Fang from Iron Fist, things like Plasma Beam are good for this situation. Plasma Beam's just so bad in a lot of others. But good, solid assists, Log Trap, like things like that can just catch her while she's not fully aware. Good Morrigans you're going to have a hard time dealing with anyway, so it's not perfect, but you're just basically looking to spend your meters at a time. If you are looking to save your second character, save your first character and bring your second character in, you're looking to do it at a time when she's just started the sequence, not once she's already done it, because you can always unfly. Next thing, don't give a meter. So meter is the whole aim of the game here. She starts with 1 and she's got to build an Astral back if she uses it. So you have to avoid getting hit. You have to avoid getting hit like cleanly and with fireballs as well in neutral. So what happens with a lot of characters, what are people if they try and get away and they try and fly and they're trying to get away and they're trying to do a bit of this and they're trying to get out of there and they get hit. What'll also happen is, and this is part of the pain of it, you'll get juggled. You'll come down from a fly like this. You'll come down from a fly and you'll just be coming down and you'll think, right, I'll block on the way down, and you start blocking fireballs here at this height, and then you push blocking like a madman trying to take that damage away from her to stop yourself getting chipped, and you hit the floor. You suddenly hit a crouch heavy because you mash and push block. You mash and push block, and then you're getting hit by 4, 5, 10, I don't know however many fireballs. You're getting smacked about by them, and you're giving her meter. So you got to be careful. There are times when you want to mash push block, times when you cannot, and sometimes the fireballs can just be staggered in a certain way, and you'll come out of blocks done long enough to mess it up and not get a push block. So you got to be really careful and deliberate about making that push block happen at the right time. The other thing, evasion. So more on evasion later, but for now, just evading stuff up here. If your character has any sort of options to get out of there, maybe call assist whilst you're up there, evade that character, just get up there and just make sure that you can actually stay away above those fireballs. Sometimes a character can get up here and she's still able to actually fire a fireball up there. Like, she's sometimes able to like hit you with a fireball depending on the exact height that you're at, even after super jumping and air dashing up and flying. Just make sure you know your character's options and how vulnerable they are. Sometimes evasion means flying up there and then unflying and getting back down, or just coming out of it and just doing that, or just faking that you're about to go up and she'll go up and throw that fireball, and again, now you've got the chance to get back in. Morrigan's assists. So this is a key point in the matchup. If she's out here, calling her assists, and throwing fireballs and stuff, you need to be punishing those. So you can't just let her get away with those. Just hit her with something, hit him with something. It's not a matter of dealing tons of damage to Doom, but if you can get in there and, you know, hit him with some sort of launch, then you are happy. So she might be moving away from Doom as to avoid getting happy birthdayed. There's all sorts of situations there, but if you can just launch him and then just get away, like, you do a third damage to him, it's not going to last. She's going to get that back. Like, the health regen's pretty quick, but it's damage to him. It's a little bit of meter for you, a little bit of meter for her, but the main thing is the assist is out of action. The assist is out of action for a long time. If I just call, like, Virgil assist and then keep mashing that assist, trying to call it again now, like that. Let's just take that recording and then just run in and hit it like he's launched. And then he takes all that time to land again. And now it's predictable. I know exactly when the next assist is going to be available. I suppose that's a big part of it. Naturally, if you're going to call assists, like if I call Virgil, I know that the next assist can be called now. And that natural timing is when you should be looking for that next assist. Good players will vary that timing. They won't be as predictable as all that. But beware of the natural rhythm that people call assists with, and that's when you're looking to punish for it. So you got to take your chance to punish assists. Any time that an assist is in recovery longer than normal is another win for you. And again, it's a matchup of small wins for you. You can't actually win this matchup by giving up big victories for her and only getting small ones for yourself. You need to do both, but it's about getting those little wins for yourself. And over time, they start to add up and your opponent starts to have to play a little bit more conservatively, watching out for that type of thing. And that might allow you then to go harder on your rush down or to back off a bit more and conserve your meter and get a safe hard tag out because they've had to be a little bit more conservative with the fireball patterns. There's all sorts that we can do. Again, a little bit more on that slightly later. So there's that. So you can also use these to your advantage. So Morrigan, for example, like doing her fireball spam down here in Astral, something like that, that's great and all, but like if you're playing against someone using jam session or missiles, well, why not use them to your advantage? She's doing a spam down there, and look how high up I am. I'm friggin' all the way up there, and she keeps calling them missiles. I can get hit and then later stay up here at this height and then fly after it, and I've still got air actions, so you can do a lot. Normally you get 3 air actions, but if I go up there, I've got so much I can do. I get an air dash back and get my air options back. Doom's actually a really good example of that, because Doom can sit up there and chuck a couple of plasma beams, fly, and then still throw more plasma beams to stall or finger lasers, whatever it is, whilst he's up there. Just use their assist to your advantage. So you getting hit for missiles. Like, what is a missiles hit here? Missiles does, like, what, 80k to me? 90k? 100k? Not even sure. Better than coming down here and taking 8 fireballs from, like, an Astral Morrigan. Really, really strong option, because it's building her a little bit of meter, but it's stalling out that much more of her potential damage and meter build back for her, which is really good. So use those assists to your advantage. And then just, I think a lesson for life in Marvel is, if you're going to play this game and you've got a character who's got decent ground movement, like Magneto, like Wolverine, or anything like that, one thing you can do is, well, just jump and block and call an assist. Jump, block, and assist is like Justin Wong's entire game plan. That's a lie. He's super clever and intelligent, but he's murdered so many players just with jump, block, and call Tatsu with Wolverine, and it's genius. It's brilliant, because you jump, you block, your character's safe, and you call your good assist and hit her with that. So depending on what your assist is, if you've got like Magneto with plasma, or Wolverine with plasma, or whatever it might be, or Wolverine with Iron Fist, whatever character you've got, as long as you've got some sort of ground movement and you can get in there and like jump block like that, and maybe option select an air dash away, maybe, or a dash, it's like a dive kick or something at the same time. With the throw, you're doing really well. If you need a bit of advice on my option selects, I've got some option select tutorials on my channel, going from the basics all the way to the advanced stuff, so check those out. But generally speaking, jump block assist is so good, because again, you need your strong assist against Morrigan, otherwise you're not going to be able to fight her. And secondly, again, it's the fact that you're not using a super flash. She can't unfly. She's at the mercy of whether the player's clever enough to realise the situation's about to be dangerous for her and unfly and block for a moment. So there's that, and then what about round start then? So round start's a key issue. Round start, she's going to be flying away. She's going to be moving away. She's got a fast walk speed. She's hard to catch, and a lot of the time she's going to be calling an assist. Maybe just staying safe and not calling an assist. And she's got such a strong round start. because she can just jump fireball and then fly and just react to what's going to go on around her. She can jump fireball, back up, and then throw. If she sees that you've backed off, she's going to be able to start her Astral and then get started like that. So that's one thing I would advise against. If she's backing up like that, chase her. Do not let her gain space, because the second she gains space, she's going to be in there with Astral, and then missiles are going to come. She's going to hit you with this, and she's going to be, all of a sudden you're going to start getting hit. She's going to come in with this and hit you and get you in a combo, and then you're screwed. Basically, your game's over before you've even started. So chase her, put her under pressure, because there's no way that you can allow her to get either an Astral off or get a free missiles call, because that free missiles call restricts you so much in terms of air movement and ground movement, because even if you get a punish, unless you got something where you can actually do a bit of damage on her and reset the situation, you get hit by missiles there, and then maybe you can still get her into a mix-up. Unless you've got something like that, and if a lot of characters have ways around missiles, then you're just making life hard for yourself. It restricts your damage a lot. So you're going to have to X-Factor, you're going to have to waste some of your other resources. Don't forget, you still have Doom and Virgil to play with on this team. You've still got, you know, Dante Strider or whatever the hell else they're playing on this team, but typically we're talking about Morrigan, Doom. That's the main thing. So Morrigans want the space, so unless you're literally running the same game plan as her, if you've got like your own Morrigan or a Zero or something like that, then don't back away from her. You're giving her an advantage up for free. They want to activate Astral safely and call missiles, so don't let them do it. She has a strong round start, of course, with the walk away and the like jumping fireball, something like that. She also has nice normals. She can come out and grab you. She can come out with you know, with round start command throw, which would be crazy if she just started with round throw. But the thing which I see a lot of top Morrigans doing now is a bit of fly into fireball, and then combo you off it into, you know, building a full complement of bar, and then Astral at the end of it. So she's building meter and getting out of there, and that's a fantastic start. So you've got to watch out for that. If you're chasing her and she sees that you're chasing her, a good Morrigan's going to be hitting you with that. So the reason that's good is because if I just record, let's say if I just record a standard DP like that, I think she becomes airborne straight away. In fact, I think I've got tech on my dummy right now. Tech, auto guard, throw escape on. Let me just put throw escape off, and let me just set this up so I can actually know when the DP's coming. So standard DP, let's try it, try and throw that. So she techs with the heavy input out of that. So the heavy input for the DP tech straight away. Tried throwing her that time, and I think she was airborne already, so tried it again. One more time. And it's hard, basically. The natural heavy input there is going to cause her to tech it. Also, she could Tiger Knee the DP. She could Tiger Knee the DP and then mash throw during the recovery. And that will allow her to be able to actually tech a throw during it. I think I've recorded it right. I know I've got this little jank bit beforehand. And I messed it up again. One more time, see if I can actually tech that. Not tech it. Yeah, tech. See, broke the throw even in recovery. I know I didn't unfly and she would unfly, but because of the way she Tiger Kneed the motion, she can actually tech during her own recovery, which is ridiculous. So what you're going to do in this, just practice. If she's going to do something like this, come in trainer mode and just practice punishing it. So she's going to do something like that, basically. So you're going to walk towards her and expect her to do something like this. So you're going to be walking towards her and you're going to be trying to hit that, and you've got to figure out a way to punish that for yourself. So I'm going to be walking at her, and then I've got to figure out a way to hit her like that. And you can do different things with different characters. She's so quick, though, and it depends on the actual DP that she uses. But one thing I figured out for it was like something like that. Like and hit her after she's done the DP when she cancels into fly is something you'll see me do. So in fact, I've got some footage prepped, me versus Escalante, where I did it. I've done it in the past. In fact, in the footage with Escalante, I actually do it at the times when he doesn't do it, and then the time when he does do the DP, I didn't do the tech anyway. So come up with counters for that, because that's a really strong round start for her. Yes, she will run away a lot of the time, but that DP puts a threat there that you can't really deal with for it. So there's that to deal with. Round start, basically, if you chase a lot, if you chase Morrigan a lot at the start, your assist hopefully is able to beat and call an early call of missiles. You're going to force her to try and get out. So if you are chasing her and not letting her get away, missiles is slow. It doesn't beat anything really until it's actually got some missiles in front of Doom. And once it's got some missiles out, and then it's going to beat your attempt to carry on combo with Morrigan. So, put a good assist out there, chase from a distance, and put a good assist out there, which is going to hit Doom, possibly Morrigan as well. So you're going to need a good assist. I don't think you can play this matchup without a good assist unless you're a madman. So you need a good assist. Try and beat out that early call of missiles. That's going to be your first win, but smart Morrigan would delay that for a little bit. But that's going to force her to try and get out, and she might have to get out like that and try and get out some way. She can then start with Shadow Blade instead, so you got to be aware of that punish. But the mind game here basically is that she's going to be able to threaten that DP option, threaten that DP, and stop you from potentially punishing. But you just got to roll the dice. You got to play that game and understand what your opponent's about to do. Another big mistake people make against Morrigan is when to tag. So when do you tag? It's like the big mistake people think is, shit, my character's low on health, hard tag. And you've got to really be clever about it. You will lose 40, 50, 60, 70. I've seen characters like die, like pixie health characters like die from that tag, from full health, but big characters like Dormammu and Doom are taking like 600, 700, 800k damage off it. It's just Sentinel like die off it with the right conditions. Like you can't afford to do that. If your first character's nearly dead and you hard tag into a character who's nearly dead afterwards, you're giving her so much meter and the game's over, because you've lost any opportunity to now play neutral with your second character, and your first character's bleeding, and you immediately need to get that character back in or get your third character in, and you've just no chance really of winning the game from that position. You need, again, it's these little wins. You need to wait for the time when you know they've got something of an assist coming out. Sorry, not something of an assist coming out. You're able to get out of there just safely, something like that. You can get onto one fireball like that and tech. Out of an Astral is good. Maybe it's the end of an Astral, maybe it's the start of an Astral where they throw a fireball into Astral and you just get that tag like right there and then. So when to tag, do not think my health is low, I best get out. I can't stay in this. I can't stay in here. You've got to pick your moment. If you tag it into a lone fireball, or maybe Doom's missiles are coming down at that moment in time. So that's the point. Just find a place, and you'll know as you play more Morrigans, find a place where you can safely tag, otherwise you're screwed. And one of those things, she might even follow up and punish a hard tag if if the Morrigan's particularly clever and maybe watching for your hard tag. But a lot of Morrigans don't mind the hard tag either way. They're kind of looking for your character to just bounce on stuff, but you're picking a good spot to do it. Which brings me on to the next point. Let your characters die or don't. That's the next question. So do you let your first character die to allow your second character to come in with full health and not having to spend the meter? Because you can, of course, DHC your character out and take your chances with their DHC, which might be great, it might be bad, it depends on your character. Hopefully you've got a good second character, a good support character who can reset to neutral, or at the very best, punish her for whatever she's doing at that particular moment. But that's the thing, like, so what do you do? Do you hard tag? Do you hard tag and like basically let your character die, and maybe you get your meter stealed? Do you DHC out, or do you let your character die? And the choice, it really depends on matchup. You got to ask yourself, is your point character important enough to this match to keep versus the Morrigan and versus the player? So if this was a Virgil team and I've got a character on point who I think deals actually quite well with Virgil, then maybe I want to save them so that if I'm playing the long game, I know my second character maybe is going to scuff out a win, and then I can get Virgil in slightly later after I've killed her, and he's going to be the reason, or she's going to be the reason, that character's going to be the reason why I'm able to beat Virgil. Whereas if I let my point character die, I'm really worried about that. You got to ask yourself as well, can I pick a safe spot to tag? Can I do a safe DHC? Is it worth doing that DHC? Have I got 2 meters or have I got 5? That makes a difference, doesn't it? Can I utilize that DHC in such a way to harm Morrigan and disrupt the game plan? So you've got to consider those things, otherwise you're going to be wasting your time. Maybe you should be thinking about these things in training mode and then putting that into practice. So when you're thinking about playing against a player, if you know you're going to be playing against someone in tournament, then practice your game plan a bit. Just think about it and theorize, and then practice killing those characters in the order that you think you're going to kill them, and knowing who's going to be able to do the damage and who's not, basically. I suppose the next thing, pick your spots and then rush hard. Like seriously, right? Rush her harder than you've ever rushed anyone before. But again, it's about not getting smacked about by fireballs in the process. So pick your spots where it's safest to do so. It's a percentage game. Like don't take massive risks, but rush hard when you know the time is right. If she's just finished an Astral and has to set up another one, and maybe your assist is on cooldown, rush hard at that particular moment. It's the same as rushing against, say, Zero when he's not going to buster charged. Just rush when the moment's right. Thing you got to be prepared for, I suppose, as well, which is just a training mode thing. Just practice what you'll do in the case of missiles coming down. So if you know that missiles are about to come down, what's your plan? How are you gonna avoid like? How are you going to avoid getting, like, bust out of it? Oh, shit, that was kind of cute. Look at that. Oh, that was awesome. How are you going to deal with that? How are you actually going to avoid missiles? So it's dependent on the character. Maybe it's to do with snap. Maybe as missiles come down here. In fact, can I just get her out of the way here? Oh, that didn't work. Let me get her out there. Like maybe you avoid it with a TAC, like that, so on and so forth. Maybe you've got a good super for it. Maybe you've got a move which takes you forwards, like Wolverine has Berserker Barrage, for example. Like you figure out a way to get there. One thing that you might want to do if missiles are coming down, just launch, or launch and spike before the missiles hit you if you've not got time, because the TAC option takes a little bit longer to do it. Basically anything with long hit stun or knockdown moves, anything can trade. If you have a move like Iron Fist does where you can stun your opponent, not stun, crumple your opponent, it's really good because missiles come down and you still get the combo after it. Invincible supers, all those types of things. Projectile nullifying supers. Nova, of course, has Power of the Nova Force, that type of thing. Like, think about it, what you can do with your character to defeat that situation. Think about what you can do to stall. Nova, for example, has a shield you can place there in the air. You can fly up, place a shield, and then sit inside the shield whilst flying. Think about your character. Think about how you can use your air actions, how getting hit by missiles could reset those air actions for you. Again, and just understand that super jump height is not safe. It's not your zone. It's hers. It's all the screen's hers, apart from really high up there. In which case, you know, she can still hit you with missiles. She can still get a setup on the ground. She can get up and get up her next Astral Vision. It's tricky to deal with, man. Tricky to deal with. Thing is, just be aware that when you land from up there, if you're there, she can have again a full complement of mix-ups ready for you when you land. Especially if missiles are called at the right time, she knows when your flight's going to end. That type of thing. You've just got to deal with that. So there's the next thing. Actually leads nicely in. Morrigan has just such a good high-low game. It's one of the best in the game. Like, it's really good. Like light into high. She goes a low into a high that fast, but you can just that is enough. Like, it's just crazy how good that is. Like, she's so strong when it comes to this. So if you are trapped under missiles, you are struggling. So do not let yourself land in a situation where missiles could hit you. Use push block to keep yourself airborne. If you super jump forward, over fireball spam. So if you're like a character who doesn't have air options and fireball spam's just there, then you're going to super jump into potentially having to block a high or a low. Because there are going to be so many fireballs there, you're not really going to want to super jump and press like jump S, because you're just going to get smacked about. So if you're trying to block there, try and like air block and chicken block with push block to keep yourself in the air. But understand that you might actually get hit high when you land instead of low, which is the hard part. Can take some adjusting to. So try that. See what you can do. It's about the person at the end of the day. For, you know, whether they're going to be trying to hit you high more or trying to hit you low, whether they go high-low as often as they want, or whether they're just going to back off and do more fireballs. But that's it. You then got to plan for fighting the team. If you're gonna play against someone playing Morrigan, she isn't the only problem on that team. Doom Virgil here is the problem, because you might spend all of your meter, all of your resources killing Morrigan. You might spend all your bar or whatever because you've not got the most effective combo in the world. You're not so efficient that you can kill for, meterless or whatever. You might have to spend an X Factor to get the job done. It might be off throw confirm because she's so hard to catch. So you got to plan for fighting the whole team. What are you going to do if you have no resources and Dooms that are coming in? What are you going to do? So you need that plan in place. So if Doom's going to come in Next, you might have to hit him and then get yourself a TAC into Virgil, or snap Virgil and have a solid mix-up. So you need something like a solid mix-up ready to hit Virgil with, because if you don't, Virgil's going to Helmbreaker, he's going to Super, he's going to X-Factor, he's going to Devil Trigger, and he's going to have missiles behind him, and he's going to fuck up your day royally. So you can't just focus all your energy on her, because she's going to be only the first phase of this fight. It's like a fucking Dark Souls boss. She's just for phase 1, baby. There's another phase, maybe even 3 phases, depending on the team. So, for example, you know, plan your kills. What order? What order are you going to kill them in? For me, on this team, I want to kill Morrigan, snap Virgil in, and then finally kill Doom last. Are there any exceptions to that rule? Maybe there are some exceptions, depending on the team. Will you X-Factor Morrigan? So if I get a throw on that, can I kill? Will I X-Factor Morrigan like that? Will I kill with a throw? Or will I snap her? Will I snap Virgil in and leave Doom then Morrigan? You got to think about these things. This is your game plan, and you need to know it before you go into the match. Against, say, Escalante's team, playing Magneto, Morrigan, Doom, ideally I'd want to kill Morrigan first. But if he's playing Magneto, I might kill Magneto first, and then, or maybe if I can't kill Magneto, snap in Doom instead of her, because I could leave a team intact if I hit her, and he's still got Magneto, Doom behind, and I've already used a snap to spend some bar. I could actually put myself in a really bad position if I don't kill or don't get a hit on Morrigan, because if Morrigan survives and he's now got lots of bar because of the combo I did on him into my snap, I'm at a bar disadvantage. I'm at a big disadvantage in terms of what my options are, compared to the fact that, you know, in that case, Mag Morridoom would have tons of meter and the ability to just DHC back and forth and just do a lot of damage to my team, and just get a lot of chip on it. It's hard to deal with, so you got to plan that out. Basically, once Morrigan's dead, you just need to deal with Virgil and missiles, so fighting her can really take it out of you mentally. It's not a perfect situation. Fighting her takes it out of you. You need to stay focused, because you can't make a slip versus Doom or Virgil. 1 foot dive and you're going to get DHC'd into Virgil. The next hit you get an X-Factored, or maybe you'll X-Factor the first hit with Doom or whatever, and then get Virgil in. It's rough. It's really rough. So fighting the rest of the team, that brings me to my sort of second phase of this. Doom or Virgil might be on screen and Morrigan might have survived. So what happens if Morrigan survived? They're going to call Dark Harmoniser, and Dark Harmoniser, just look at this assist, it's crazy. If I hit her, they still get the meter. They get the meter regardless. I could hit her on frame 1 and she still gets the meter. She still gives the meter, rather. Like, it's actually super annoying to deal with. So you got to learn to deal with that assist. You got to learn to be ready for it. Again, it's about the rhythm. It's about the rhythm of when they're able to call assist. You got to be ready with some sort of punish for it. Even if it's just punishing it with, say, a launch or something, just like hitting her. Like, fucking hell, look at how quick that was. Like, it's just really hard to deal with. So you've got to be ready for that. That's something that you should go into training mode and practice punishing, man, because it's so good. And fucking hell, she came out behind me then. You've got to figure out a punish, and somehow, can you get your character up to the top of the screen? Can you get them up to the top of the screen and keep her there? Like, can you deal a good amount of damage from up there? Can you do a super up there and DHC through and do a lot of damage for her? To be fair, if they've DHC'd out or hard tagged to Doom to save Morrigan, then hopefully Morrigan's bleeding quite a lot and you've done enough damage on her to make it so that you only need a couple of hits to get her down. That's the big deal there for it. So the thing is, Dark Harmoniser as an assist is one of the best assists in the game. It allows it allows Virgil just to run, you know, swords mix-ups over and over again. He can just carry on looping through swords, especially if you've got missiles behind him as well. He can do all sorts of stuff with Harmoniser. It becomes really cheap, super cheap. So you got to deal with her assist even if she's not on screen, even if you've forced her off screen. You still got to deal with it. It's vulnerable for a short amount of time, that assist. You need to expect the call, be prepared for it, make sure your positioning's right to punish it. Punish it using your own assist, so, you know, if you see it come in, like, hit her with something that's going to allow you to combo through. And just much like with punishing missiles, even if you're just launching her, it's super valuable. Chances are she'll be low on life, and maybe if you do super her and you can confirm into that, and you'll have some sort of nice DHC behind it, you can kill her, finish it off, and then have a good situation against Doom to go with that. So that is the gist of how to fight her. lengthy. I know, I apologize for the length of this. That's the gist of how to fight her, but you've also got to fight the player. Like, you've really got to fight the player to a big degree. Like, you can't actually defeat her in any way without putting the player under pressure. You really need to. So let me just switch over to my display capture here. That should work. Not that, I've just turned me off. Hang on. There we go. Marvel game cap off. All right, let me get rid of that. And then where is my footage? Here we go. So, for example, you've really got to play the player. Like, it's really difficult not to understand what the player's doing and still actually do well against Morrigan's, because if you're just thinking about the matchup solely, like, you're going to struggle with it. You've got to think about what's this player thinking. So here's me versus Escalante from TNS, I think it was 67 or something, TNS 68. TNS 68, and I'm just playing at a 100 ms delay, which is one thing, but there I chose to DHC out quickly because it was early and he was out of Astral vision and I could have got the ball on screen safely, but I just got caught out of it. And I think the first 2 games maybe here I actually get bust up quite a bit, so got caught in missiles there. You just don't want to get caught in missiles at all. Wasn't ready for a THC, and I think he'll just get straight level 3'd by him. And at this point it's Iron Fisted. Like, the game's over, there's no point anymore. Like, it's done. Even if I come back 1 or 2 characters, it's just done, and my anchor character just isn't equipped basically with that, which is why I run this whole thing here. So this time, look at that, round start versus Wolverine into a full combo. Look at this, I've just taken how much, 300,000 damage. He's built 60% of a bar back, and now that first Astral, first Astral comes up and he's now got a second one there. So this is the whole gist of it. You can't just get hit and expect it to turn out well. So here we go, this punishes the Astral and I immediately X Factor. So I've shown this hand, I fuck it up. That's probably just 100 ms. I can mess it up, and I'm just now trying to maximize the damage on his other characters playing here. Luckily with Escalante, like, the Magneto is a problem, but I'd much rather fight Morrigan than Morridoom Virgil, because it's just so strong. And you'll notice Iron Fist is such a strong assist here. Jump block there, call assist, pays dividends, and now I've just got to deal with Magdoom, which, you know, is strong in of itself, but it's now about fighting this guy and his character. Missiles came down, I had no way to deal with that right there. Maybe I should have done jab launch, but this is the gist. So let me skip on to the next game. Who wins this one? I think it's 1-1, and he starts Magneto this time, so he's mixing it up at the start here, and I'm just trying to now think, right, well, I've got to fight the Magneto matchup. At what point does he get in Morrigan here? I think I can tech forward here. So I'm now fighting Morrigan with missiles behind. My character's bleeding, and what do I do here? I'm actually not sure what I did here. My character's about to die. I just let him die. There's no point. I was about to take a lot of damage, and I'd give him a lot of meter. Notice how, knowing he doesn't have a lot of meter versus Dormammu here, and Dormammu coming in with 2 meters, Escalante chose to bring in Magneto, because Morrigan without the meters is struggling. And I get lucky here because the way I blocked this, I get to punish that with a throw, and then I'm like, right, Morrigan's dead. With my team, I can't not X-Factor a hit with Dormammu. Dormammu has to kill their character with an X-Factor, because otherwise I'm going to be resetting and trying to get 4 combos. There's no point, I've just got to hit them. So that time he moved out of the way, and the reason I then got an advantageous situation is specifically because he brought in Magneto. Instead of having to fight Morrigan, which is, you know, sometimes unwinnable, I got to fight Magneto instead. So now it's 2-1 to me, and I think he actually did try and DP again, and I actually tried my sort of anti-DP tech. I dashed back and I was going to super jump and try and punish his DP, and specifically he didn't do it. I think the forward heavy that he did, he was either trying to throw me or he messed up a DP input right there. So this is the gist. Now I'm trying my best to get in here. Again, it's really hard to follow my own advice of playing safely here. This is going to punish any X factors, knowing that. So that was well worth 2 bars spent to save Wolverine and to force either her to X factor, or I was going to kill her with my own X factor with that. So again, it's about punishing Astral when you can. But yeah, it's hard to block, hard to time your push box correctly when your character, when you're in a bit of delay. So the more online you play, the harder it is, basically. I tagged into Iron Fist this time, and you'll notice, if I just go back a sec here, where did I tag in Iron Fist here? I think I just held, because I can see that 1 fireball there, 1 fireball. Iron Fist is like a sacrificial character sometimes for me because his worth is so little. If my main 2-point characters are bleeding so much that I can't really do much with them to take risks and call Iron Fist assist, I'll move Iron Fist onto the field and just let him die if need be, just to build myself back some meter and get my other characters back out. If they want to snap Iron Fist back out for me and bring in my other character, that's another time I can get hit. Don't mind it at all. This time, another good tag. So I can see here Iron Fist is about to die, and I'm just waiting. I see that fireball there. Actually, I think I meant to hard tag right there, or just block it then hard tag because it was a meter steal fireball. Like it's tricky to know what's going on here, but my team is bleeding here, and at this point, Wolverine, Dormammu, they've got the full team there. He's nearly got 2 Astrals stocked, and I should have TAC'd there, but I wasn't thinking straight. And now it's just Dormammu on his own, and I think here I'm just trying to run away, and it's just the basics, a bit of trying to like just kill Morrigan when she's got such advantageous situations, so difficult. So now it's 2-2. And I think in this game now, I've just decided I'm going to have to rush like crazy. I did the exact same tech again, and he backed off this time. I'm going to have to rush like crazy. So I think Iron Fist absorbed that last fireball for me then. And you see here, I'm hitting Doom Assist. I'm getting underneath, behind. I'm calling assist to try and stop him from getting up into certain spaces, which allows me then to occupy other spaces. And I'm just making him block. He's the fireball right there, putting as much pressure as I possibly can on, because otherwise he's going to escape. He's going to get set up, and I can't let that happen. And I notice Doom right there is bleeding like crazy, and I think I could kill Morrigan here, but Doom is actually going to be the thing which holds this team together much more. Do I actually kill here? I think I just kill. So now it's a matter of, running mix-ups. I hit Magneto, X-Factor, and now Morrigan's going to come in. She's got level 3, so I stay on the ground because level 3 can easily beat all of my mix-ups, and she gets away safe. But I don't mind that because my alternative was to die, basically, getting hit by it. So now it's Morrigan in X-Factor 3 on her own, and I try DHC out. It doesn't work, so now I'm just down to my last 2 characters. He cocked up there, so I might have been in a worse position as it was, and now I'm just trying to disrupt here. So I rushed down hard at the start of this game so that I could specifically upset him a little bit and just make him feel the pressure, because Morrigans naturally don't have to feel as much pressure as some other players do, because they play a matchup which keeps you away, and the pressure isn't quite the same because of how good her game is. Now this is fucking tragic because I've got 2 really healthy characters, and if you just look, I play this with Iron Fist so badly. I just keep getting hit by fireballs, and then the same with Dormammu basically until I finally get a ball out, and then I get the ball out and she's dead. But just flicking back to the start of this game, like it's just about making sure that she's feeling that pressure. I Berserker charged up, and I'm hitting that assist. I'm keeping after her. I'm hitting her. I think I hit her again. No, I'll just get the dive kick out of this. I hit Dorm there. I hit Doom there. Keep putting pressure on her. I'm just not letting her call assist. I'm not letting her do anything, basically. I just want to stop her. And I notice here, I don't have enough meter to kill her. That's why I did the snap, basically. Just there. So you see, just disrupting the player is the way that works there. Another example, more recent, Chris G versus JasonKido from Texas Showdown. This match, he'd already beaten Chris G once in top 8. So this was the decider. Can he get through this without a reset coming, or is he going to get reset, and is it going to go to the final games? Is he going to lose? Chris G's Chris G after all. Even if he's not playing Marvel as much, he's still Chris G. The guy's won an Evo. He's won countless money matches and tournaments. The guy's ridiculous. He even in this tournament, I think he got 4 top 8s. He came 2nd in like 2 or 3 games, and then 3rd in the other one or the other 2. Like the guy's just insane. Like, so right here he's trying to avoid Chris G. He's trying to avoid Morrigan, and now he's in a really bad situation. There's an Astral on the field. Hagar's coming in. Hagar doesn't have a chance in hell, right? Against Morrigan. Like, she just doesn't have to worry about him at all because he's so slow. He has to super jump. But he's stalling in the air, and missiles are going to come here. He gets hit on purpose. Stalls a bit more. Her meter's now low. She did build that next Astral off him, but he's got 3 bars right now. And all of a sudden... Let's have a look here. All of a sudden, she's now sort of like in the corner here. He gets hit there, but like he's keeping a pressure, and he could have DHC'd at any point there and tried something. But now it's like one versus the whole team here. So he's brought Virgil in, knowing probably that if he gets a hit, he can easily confirm into a kill. And if it becomes a matter of like playing the long game, Morrigan is able to play that game because attrition attrition only favors Morrigan. The longer a game goes on, the more stress you get in grand finals, the better that is for Chris G, basically, for the Morrigan player. So that first game didn't go too healthy. Starts Dormammu again, and he's got a Hagar assist right there. Safely teleports out, again, avoiding those missiles. So smart. Actually nullifies her Soul Fist and catches her with a fly there. Didn't convert the combo, but maybe didn't expect to actually nullify and hit her at the same time. And just trying to get these spells out. That Astral is getting wasted right now. He's only built half a bar back. He's been put into block stun there. Oh, didn't get a punish on that, but that's fine. Chris G's now thinking, I've no bar. And again, like Escalante did in that last game, he's chosen to bring in a character who's going to deal better with that. Nice. Hard knockdown to avoid the missiles and avoid getting punished. And then on this here, brings in Dormammu in an advantageous situation. Morrigan's having to fly away. And now he's teleporting. He's teleporting like crazy. He's using those tools really well. And he gets... too high. It was unfortunate. But he gets those hits. And now he's teleporting. The thing is, he's teleporting. And you'd like to just punish those. But look who's there. And one of the things that Jason's really good at is calling Disruptor at really frustrating times. Chris X-Factors, he knew that something was about to come. Probably Chaotic Flame. And this is the gist. Like, he's keeping Chris frustrated. He's not getting hits here. And now he's running out of X-Factor, and he's only got 2 bars left. And Hagar's there, not taking any chip until now. Of course, he gets hit, unfortunately, there. But Hagar's just there to soak up damage. He's soaking up damage. He's soaking up Astral Time. And notice he's not getting hit here. He's just blocking. He's push blocking. Notice how late the push blocks come during the Soul Fists. He's waiting until he knows that he's not going to get hit by the Soul Fist. He's waiting until he's definitely in push block. He's not jumping out. He's not trying to get into the air all the time. And he's just taking his chances here. And he knows here that he's going to try and hard tag out. That's why he threw that Dark Matter before. It actually just hit Morrigan because he hard tagged later, but then he hard tagged after the situation anyway. So Jason wasn't quite ready for it, but Jason's playing so solid. Look at that assist punish again. Dr. Doom has not been out on this field yet, and he's 80% down. And now he's just taking another bit from that Disruptor. And this is the gist. He's just trying to keep it so that Dr. Doom doesn't have any health to support Morrigan with. So look at this. Teleports, jump heavies. Hagar's coming out. He's getting teleports again. Chris is having to adjust his fireballs, his flight patterns. Chris is trying to he's trying to punish. And again, he's trying to super jump up back to avoid Dormammu coming with disruptors there. And his Astral's 66% gone. Like it's just really solid play. Jason's doing so well when it comes to avoiding the damage that he could be taking, hard tagging at the right times, and just forcing Chris to play differently. Like forcing Chris to have to come to him and play at his pace. Like Chris isn't playing his normal game plan right now. He's having to do some awkward stuff. Like he's not getting the hits. He's not getting tons of block damage, and now he's got 2/3 of a bar, and he's waiting for, well, where's my next one coming from? How do I get that? Well, I'm going to have to rush down. I'm going to have to do something because I can't let Dormammu sit still, because Dormammu's going to do something like that. That time, he didn't get the punish because she was already flying, but it was a good chance, and now he can get the punish, and she has to X-Factor. So you got to, again, it's about being mindful of your character's tools there. Now, of course, the tech of walking away to block... to avoid Dormammu's pillar that I showed you right at the start of this video is great and all, but not if a Disruptor's right there waiting to teleport mix you. So he has to get off the ground, and at which point, again, he can just play so awkwardly. Now he's got spells versus Doom, and Doom just struggles so hard against Dormammu. Like, it's a real struggle. Disruptor's a great assist for Dormammu, not for the zoning so much. It is really good still at zoning, but like just Dormammu in general just thrashes Doom. Gets a neutral jump by accident, but this is the gist, and wins this next game. Pretty sure he wins this next game. Does he make it 2-1? Oh shit, does Chris come back? I think. No, he gets the chip right, so it's 2-1. So back at the start of the game, jump light start there. So we see that jump light, how good it is. 4-frame jump light. It beats anything but throw from Dormammu. And then it's just teleport. It's just teleport. Be awkward. Caught Chris slipping on the ground, and I think he doesn't get this conversion. He's too far away. Yeah, he misses that, which would have been, pretty crucial. But he still manages to win overall. But now Chris is damaged. He's bleeding, and that's the thing. Even if she's out of there now, is he going to call? He might not call her for the meter. He's going to call missiles for the utility instead. But missiles cost him that combo. And now Chris is just getting beaten up. It's just like this whole game plan of Jason. He's just been so hard to catch and hit, and that is what's difficult about playing Jason. He is so hard. He's so slippery. Interesting tag there from him. But now we've got Morrigan left, and what's going to happen here? Is he going to get Morrigan? Yeah, Morrigan's in. When did he bring Morrigan in there? He DHC'd through. And he chose to get Astral, even though this was going to do a lot of damage to him. He chose to get Astral here. He's going to have to block. Jason misses a plink. Chris lucky that happened because there was going to be an assist again and then a couple of layers. It was going to be tricky. But now with Astral, he's having to avoid Hagar. Now he's got it back up and he tries to air, but Jason just doing a great job of staying up there. Half of Astral's gone already and Chris has built no meter. Now he's building the meter. Didn't get a mix up there. Hagar causing Doom some damage, but just wasting his time as well. And now he's got that one bar, and Jason knows that Astral's going to come. He's going to try and do that Astral soon. So he's rushing. He doesn't want to give her the space to be able to do that Astral. And now that it's out, he's just blocking. He's just blocking. He's keeping it safe. He's not messing about. He's not getting hit. He's not doing anything crazy. He knows the advantage is his. He knows he's got X Factor stocked. He's got 2 bars. He can just chuck out some headbutts and be annoying. In fact, he probably wants Chris to build this next bar, do an Astral, and then have to wait again. Time's not in Chris's favour. Chris has to make something happen here. He might even tag Doom. Despite, oh no, he can't because the damage is too much. But now he can DHC all the way back through to Stalking Flare. Morrigan can't do anything about this. He has to wait. Good block on the teleport there, and good anti-air. Was that a jump L? That looked like a jump L to me. That jump L's so good, man. So you see, it's disrupting the player. It's making them feel the pressure. It's tilting them. It's rushing them down so hard, and then backing up and avoiding everything that happens. Just disrupt their play. That's the final part of the puzzle, honestly. Other than flat out picking like a top tier team yourself, how do you fight the person? How do you win that matchup? And all of a sudden, Chris has been playing this so right that you might even win this game. Jason's going to have to do something here. I think he loses on this here, but does Chris get hit? No, Chris wins this one. Chris wins. All right, we got one more. How do we actually deal here with Morrigan in this last game? Look at that body language right there. Chris. When was the last time you saw Chris so relieved that a fucking hat fell off his head? Like, when's Chris G ever looking like, shit, thank fuck I got through that game, apart from like grand final of Evo. Well, to be fair, actually, I've seen him look flustered quite a few times when a match matters to him. But the guy's so composed, so fucking strong. Jason looking like a robot right now. Look at him. He's like infectious. So we start this next game. Are we going to get to see the start of the game? Yeah, we do. And he's still sticking to Dawn because he knows how disruptive this is for her. You're going to tech forwards? Oh, he teched neutral. And now he's just waiting. She's not... Oh, he's got his spells as well. And missiles have just reset his air actions for him. And he gets down, teleports over and does that 2D 1C spell for the volcano to keep himself safe because he knows it's hard coming down against Morrigan. He knows how good that game is. For this here, she got one more Astral out of him, but he's built a bar and a half for himself. Jason here fighting her, and now he's just soaking up the damage again. He's just blocking, nothing crazy. He's not trying to do anything. He's not piping like a madman. He's not trying anything other than to stick to his game plan. He doesn't even care. He knows that Virgil's a really important threat, and he knows that later in this match he might have to spend his X Factor. And he knows Virgil... Was that Virgil? I think Virgil just came out as an assist. He's going to get hit here. Yeah, Fireball hit him. He knows that he can spend his bar to maybe catch Virgil, doesn't get lucky there, and then he does DHC out again. So all his bar's gone, but he's still playing the matchup right, and he's still being awkward to catch. He's still... See that? Able to call Disruptor at super jump height, and now she's dead. She's done. And this is the thing, just naturally just obstructing what she can do. And that's so filthy. The mix-up's so filthy. And now he's in such a good position into Stalking Flare, and then Hagar's going to come in, I'm sure. Lay a Flame Carpet, get Hagar in, and now Virgil, what's he going to do? He nearly got command grabbed. And detect the throw, and he just gets his ass beat. There we go. So this is it. This is how to fight Morrigan. You got to disrupt her play. JasonKido wins Texas Showdown, much deserved. The guy's so good. It's just amazing to see how well he plays here. Like, look how happy he is. The guy's fucking popping off like crazy. Look at them fucking biceps. Guy's been working out for sure. So this is it. You fight Morrigan with little increments, little incremental improvements to your game, little bits of tech that you can take, little bits of wisdom that you can take from top player play. Just practice little bits in training mode. Make sure that you're being conscious that you are trying to block and push block those fireballs. Yeah, and crack on. This has been Sparty for a whole fucking hour just chatting at you about Morrigan. Jesus Christ, I didn't expect it to go this long. I knew it was going to be a long video, but Christ, that was a lesson, man. My lessons normally last 70 minutes. This is a full-on lesson. Next class, please. So, if I was going to recommend any other footage of who to watch versus Morrigan, F-Champ, naturally, SacTap. SacTap is, like, obviously a well-renowned, low-tier playing fellow who utilizes, say, Ghost Rider, Iron Fist, Rocket Raccoon, I think, Hagar for sure. The guy plays such a ridiculous selection of really shit characters. Some not so shit, but some quite shit. And he does so well with them because that guy is like probably one of the smartest players out there. If you want to go watch how to punish Dark Harmoniser assist, go watch SacTap versus any Morrigan because he will show you how to punish that assist. He's so good at it, especially with a Hagar. Like that, the guy is just so aware of what the other player is trying to do, their assist timing. That's it. So this has been Sparty for a full hour on Morrigan. If you enjoyed this, leave me a comment below. Leave me a like, subscribe to this channel if you're this far through. Holy shit, Christ, yeah, I expect you to. If there's anything question-wise you want to ask, if you do have any tech that you feel like I've missed or any sort of tips that I've just not put into this video, then leave them drop them down in the comments below. Otherwise, have a good day and just enjoy fighting Morrigan in the future, guys. Thanks very much. Peace, guys. Next time.